Okay, so welcome back to the final race in the Simraceway Sunday race-off. It's the final skill quant, and the 10 finest drivers from Simraceway who entered it this weekend. Question is, who will be the man at the top of it at the end of the day? It's going to be Van Panther, who's maybe got his nose shunned out of joint as Stuntman Mike took pole position, but he's not on the grid. Where is Stuntman Mike? Mike is not there, which means Van Panther and Redline are going to get away surely.
Green flag.
Unless that's a glitch, I think there has. Van Panther somehow has got into the lead. Now, what has happened? I think we're restarting. We've got to wait for our pole sitter. I'm sure Van Panther wouldn't miss this for the world. He's sitting on the front row. Okay, so welcome back live to the Sunday race-off. That was a bit of an issue before, but hopefully we can get things going again now. So just waiting for all the cars to take it to the grid. Stuntman Mike now is on his grid slot. He starts in pole position. 15 laps of the Laguna Seca circuit and only one winner. Mike was fastest in qualifying. Will he be fastest at the end of the race? There's only one way to find out. As the lights go from red to green. Now it's a great start there by Stuntman Mike. And then Van Panther second, Redline third. Cortese got a nice start there in P4. Everyone's actually gone single file. Very interesting. No one's really gone for a move. Redline almost ducked out there on Van Panther. Looks his eyes contact. Mike's gone off. 3 cars are out. Cortese's in the lead. And the rest of the cars still recovering. Mike's at the back. And from pole position down to last, it's been a swift turn of events. And he's got a stop and go penalty for it. Has Redline Racer, so unfortunately his race does not go to plan either, and in fact loses more ground. Still a massive train of cars as they head their way now down to turn number 4. Cortese, Buzzy, Lollin Fox in third, Van Panther in fourth, Redline in fifth, Archeo sixth, and Bandito in P7. And Simo up the inside of Freccianera now, and look at these in towards the corkscrew. Let's keep an eye on what those drivers are doing right now. Cortese looking to lead the field. No one's going to go for a move, I don't think. Just watch the braking points. Okay, got it a bit wrong there. Freccianera tried his best. And still a bit of side-by-side action. That is Van Planten trying to force his way back through. He's actually rescued himself back up to P4, so it hasn't been entirely disastrous for him. But nonetheless, it hasn't been the best hold either. He started right up there in P2. Redline peels in for the penalty as Van Panther passes on the inside. And that is going to be job done, signed, sealed, delivered. They're still side by side, then to go down into the first corner for the second lap. The question is, who's going to come out on top? Keep an eye on our race leaders as well. That's third and second place there. Buzzy at the inside of Cortese. I wonder if he's going to give that back. He used a bit too much track as Archeo takes a more scenic route. And loses some ground with Crazy Buzzy in the lead of the race after that then. So good move there by Crazy Buzzy. Let's see how long he can hold on to it. It's going to be very interesting to say the least as the field try and get themselves into some sort of established order. But right now they're just trying to get themselves in a nice even pace. To come back up towards the corkscrew again. Now all important corner. It's only the second lap and already Cortese started to pull away. Buzzy had a little go before. He's flashing his lights, so obviously not happy with something. And you can see already behind now Lollin Fox getting a bit impatient. And Van Panther follows, and there's a big train of cars. That was a little bit of contact there as they came over the crest. The sparks are flying from underneath those Evos. And look at that, Van Panther and Bandito getting a little bit of the two-car tango going on. They need to be careful right now, and that's Bandito getting a little bit sideways as well, and he can't keep doing that. He's going to lose too much time. And now as they stream down the start-finish straight, they're ducking and diving all over the place. Archeo and Lollin Fox has really started to pick up pace now, and you can see them streaming to the first corner. Watch out for Simo as well. He may try and go for a move. Both leaders go a bit too deep there and end up again almost drifting through. It really does look like they're on scale electric half the time. They really are synchronized at every corner. Van Panther leads that little train now, so third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh all in very close the gap now upon the rest of the field, and I wonder how long that's going to stay there as well. There's no guarantee that that's going to be there for life, as Cortese and Buzzy are starting to put a little bit of sidetrack now between the guys. Simo's got his hands full with Lollin Fox, and Van Panther's trying to keep the rest of the field behind him. And Archeo's gone a bit too deep into that left-hander, I can tell you that, and he's been able to keep the car nice and steady, but it will be very key to see just how much Anthony pushes into this corner, because he doesn't want to go too deep. He may get a bit of a push there from Simo. I think he did, in fact. He wasn't over to the dirt, but nonetheless. There goes Lollin Fox, there goes Simo, there goes Bandito, and Stuntman Mike as well. So Stuntman Mike, who was almost destined for pole position at the very end here. He's at a P8 at the moment. He was so close. Yeah, so far as well, and Bandito and Simo get a little bit sidetracked with each other there. Bit of argy-bargy going on between the two drivers, and Mike's able to gain a little bit of ground on them. Simo's trying to force around the outside as well, and just keep an eye on what Stuntman Mike's doing. He really wants a bit of the action at the inside of turn one. And Simo round the outside. Mike holds his line though, he's reluctant, I tell you that. It's a very good move, he can make it stick. They're still side by side. Simo on the inside, next corner. Simo holds his position. Mike's left scratching his head, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the beauty of the Laguna Seca circuit. That is what makes it so special. They're still side by side. Simo's gone wide, and I think Stuntman Mike may have the better of it for at least a corner. Simo wants to try and come back once again, though, and once again he fails. Stuntman Mike has finally got himself in front. He just went a bit too wide, and as I said before, the tiniest error can have the largest consequences right here. Colin Fox and Archaea also getting a bit rallycross between the guys. And as they go through Courtwheel, it's almost nerve-wracking seeing these cars because they're looking very feisty in this early stint. I mean, we used to see it earlier on, especially in the races slightly earlier, like the lower skill quants, that I was saying drivers trying to keep their cool and maintain pace, but these drivers, okay, spun round. He was collected by Colin Fox. He hits Stuntman Mike, barely avoids Simo. And that could have been disastrous, but that's what I mean. These drivers are giving it their all. In the lower skill quants, and normally I think with the bigger grids, we've seen grids up to 14 drivers, they're taking it easy, but today they're just being absolutely relentless. But it's going to be very important now to see how Stuntman Mike can come back from his incident at turn 1. Being shunned out of pole position, and Bandito goes wide, and that's going to be, well, that's one position for sure, I think. So Mike's gone already back up to P5. Lap 5 P5, he was lap 1 P1. Hopefully he's not lap 15 P15 if that trend continues, but we'll see how his charge through the field goes. Next up on his list is Colin Fox. Those guys have known each other for quite some time now when it comes to Sunday race-offs. They've been at each other, fighting away in various cars from Bentley Speed 8s to Evos to just about everything, really. Let's see how they do back at Laguna Seca. There's been a big accident there. Who's involved? I think more efficient question is who isn't involved? That's Van Panther, that's G. Cortese. Freaking error. Crazy Buzzy is disgusted with what he's seen. Colin Fox leads from Stuntman Mike. Mike, who was hit off at lap 1, was down to last, is now second. What on earth is going on? Buzzy's got a drive-through penalty has been revoked. Archaea's on the attack. Van Panther's lost a rear spoiler. Cortese's going okay. Redline Racers barely survived. No retirements, but a lot of worrying scenes here. Colin Fox in the lead. Stuntman Mike looking like he could be the man to really shake up that battle now. And he's got to go round the outside. He's lost control. He's trying to hold on to the car. And he's somehow still ended up side by side with Colin Fox. I think he will lose the battle in the long run as they stream their way into the first corner once again, side by side. And Mike's surely going to be on the outside for that battle. He can't cut underneath. There's not enough time or enough tarmac. Although he's going to try it anyway. Very sensible driving there by Stuntman Mike. Probably been the calmest we've seen a driver there today. Bandito's there for close company after running wide at turn 1 that last time around. He's got himself nice and somehow in third position after all the carnage which we just saw. Cortese there battling with Redline Racer coming out of turn number 1. Van Panther's lost his rear end as well as Cortese surrenders a position. So as we approach a halfway mark now, Colin Fox is getting quite close to our race leader. Let's just make sure that nothing else too drastic happens in the next few laps, because this could really take its race and turn it upside down, as we've already seen here today. I said earlier, the tiniest actions have the biggest consequences, and that is really what's the case right now, as these drivers are leaving it all on the tarmac. And as they go into the corkscrew once again, you can really see Mike, Fox, Bandito all very close together. Simo and Buzzy not too far away. Stuntman Mike is looking relentlessly fast today. He's got himself back in the lead. So, okay, he started on lap 1 in P1, made it to the first corner and got shunted back in the field. He's now back in the lead on lap number 6. No matter what way you look at it, that is a phenomenal achievement. Does it now make their way down the main straight to start lap number 7? So coming up towards the halfway stage of this race now then, we've got Colin Fox still P2. Bandito, ever impressive there in P3, looking like he could really be a factor in this battle for the lead today. He's going to go up the inside of Fox, but he shuts the door. Either Bandito still has a key, I think. He's going to try and open it again in a bit, I think. He was all over him a few moments ago, and now he just can't quite get it to go. And Lolin Fox got a little bit squirmy coming out of turn number 4, and as they head in towards number 5, Lolin Fox is able to just maintain his ground a bit more. Let's see what Bandito can do from here then. Bandito's going up the inside into a try now. It's such a tight corner if you can get a run. I'll be overtaking the weak if there's no contact. Anything's better. And right set to be so. Lolin Fox has caught the anti-cut and completely sideways. Waltro rejoins. Crazy Buzzy sees it going. And that is why those anti-cuts are there. I said one wheel off at apex. And the consequences can be disastrous. And that is exactly what we saw there. Now Arceo fancies his chances at Lolin Fox. The racing has been brutal here today. The drivers have not had a spare moment to collect their thoughts. There's been non-stop action. But let's see as they come across the start-finish line then. Stuntman Mike starts lap number 8 out of the 15 we have here today. And it's really got to be key for him right now. He knows what this man can produce. Bandito needs to start making some hay ground. If he doesn't, he's going to find himself under pressure from Sino and Crazy Buzzy. Buzzy, who's currently all over Sino at this stage, is desperately trying to get his race back on track as well. It's not been the easiest start to a race weekend for him today, but with still half the race to go, he can't really knock off his chances at this stage. And has taken a look through the field. There's a nice little train forming there between Lolin Fox, Arceo, and who's just gone wide actually, Frecchionera and Van Panda. So all 4 of those drivers really looking competitive at the moment. Frecchionera perhaps looking to dictate that battle. Tried up the inside, may have cut the corner a bit, but Arceo's gone again a more scenic route. And Frecchionera unable to make the most of that. As they're going towards a corkscrew, Frecchionera looking to try and force his way past, but he just can't quite get the speed he needs at this stage. We'll be starting lap number 9 in just a moment as our race leader Stuntman Mike 24 comes towards the end. He's got a 1.7 second gap as it stands to the car behind, so he really is starting to put a bit of pressure now on the rest of the field. They need to start up in their game with Bandito in second. He can't quite get it to go. Let's compare lap times at a 1:41.2 from Stuntman Mike, a 1:41.4 from Bandito. He doesn't have the pace. 1:41.6 from Simo, 1:42.3 from Crazy Buzzy, 1:42.1 from Lolin Fox, 42.9, 42.6 as you go down the field, a 41.9. Van Panda is lapping quickly. Started second on the grid, finds himself in P8. He's held up in a whoa, big stream of traffic there. So he's going to have quite a hefty chance to try and get himself back through the field, I think. As we go through, Van Panda again is looking a little bit uncautious. I think he's got to try and be careful now. Watch for Frecchionera on Arceo as well. He's been a little bit under pressure today. He goes up the inside and he almost tagged that rear end, and that could have been the most painful kiss on the rear end we've ever seen. The car would have gone pirouetting around and round, and right now Van Panda fancies the action. Frecchionera goes up the inside and he again backs out of it. You can't do that through the corner. Arceo runs wide, the same corner again. Van Panda's looking at the corkscrew. This could be the killer move then. Van Panda fancies his chances. He's got to go up the inside now. And he's made it sick. He's got no rear spoiler, of course. He'll lose downforce. But that does not stop him from charging through and getting up to P7. There's been a nice run there for him so far. And back at the front, 2 seconds a gap now as they come towards the end of lap number 9. So we've got 6 laps to go here at the Laguna Seca circuit. So, and surprisingly, we've had no retirements yet, despite all of the carnage we've seen, all the action that's taken place. No retirements have actually taken place, so very well done to all of our competitors so far. Van Panther trying to go up the inside and make it P6 on RKO. It's a risky move. And he's made it look absolutely textbook. Van Panther 1, RKO 0. Up to P6 goes the convertible Evo, it seems. It looks like something you buy from your local car dealer, not a sports car. This RKO tries to come back at him, but he just doesn't have the pace. Mike still leads 2.5 seconds now, so another 5/10 since we last checked up on him. Front four all starting to fizzle out now, and surprisingly there's no mistakes. The order may just stay as it is. Colin Fox 5th, Van Panther P6, still now being stalked down back by RKO. He wants that position back. Does he look to the inside of the corkscrew? He's going to try, I think, and Van Panther's going to be able to see off the attack for a bit. Why does he get the line wrong? And Redline's lost the car! And somehow saved it into a drift, but he's lost some valuable time there. And I wouldn't be surprised if G. Cortese finds himself a new buddy for the last stint of this race. And it's a field start at number 11 out of 15. It's going to be a very close ending to this one. Mike has done absolutely everything he can. Bandito is trying to hold up Simo. He's done a very good job actually, Bandito. He hasn't had the easiest of starts, but once he got going, he's able to maintain that third position and not really look back. So massive well done to him for holding his car there. Taking a look back through the other cars in the field as well. It has been a very interesting race to say the least. A lot of the drivers who have participated in this race, we thought with a slightly smaller grid, perhaps the standards may not have been to what we expected of last weekend, which was so stupendous and outperformed what anyone could ever believe. It was an amazing race, an amazing broadcast, a pleasure to commentate on. But when it came to today's, we thought, okay, smaller grid, you know, it's a difficult circuit to pass. The racing's going to be a lot more tense. It won't be action, action, action. It will be a case of human error. It will be a case of who makes a mistake and who's there to capitalise. And so far, it's lived up to all that hype. And Asimo's still trying to put a bit of time back on Bandito now. He does gain it through the corkscrew. In fact, he's getting a lot through there as well. He's on the outside. He's going to try and cut back underneath, I think, through the next few corners. Yes, he is. He'll go round the outside then. Going to be very, very close. It'll be on the inside for the final corner if he can get it to go, but Bandito surely has enough ground to hold him off for now. Yes, he does, and Simo is able to just stick in his slipstream and now maybe just start applying that all-important pressure that we were talking about earlier on. Have a look at Bandito. He's trying to hold off Simo there on the inside. He's not able to, well, he's barely held it on. He's done a good job, but Simo is trying everything he can right now. That's what you need at this stage in the race. You need to be taking a few more risks, I think. It's very well playing it nice and casual, but up the inside again. Simo's trying. He's kissing that rear end. That's the closest he's been in a while, and now Bandito needs to get his defensive shoes on because Simo's hard charging up the inside. This could be the move to decide the battle. Question is it going to be? They're still side by side. Bandito holds on for a little bit longer. And Simo is struggling right now to be able to pass him, I think. And Crazy Buzzy's not that far down the road. He's only a couple of seconds. If there's a human error that takes place, if one of these guys makes a mistake, it's going to be crucial. Into the corkscrew. Bandito's a little bit wiggly upon entry. Straight into Cara and gets a much better exit than Simo, I think. Simo, though, round the outside, he's going to try and sweep it, but there's too much tarmac. He's going to run out of road, and he's going to have to settle for a slipstream. Into the penultimate corner to start lap number 13 out of 15 very shortly. And Simo's trying again, and he's just not able to make it stick. However, he's much closer. Lap by lap, he's getting closer and closer. The tension's rising. Buzzy's getting 4 tenths that lap as well on those guys. So Crazy Buzzy really has been applying the pressure. This is going to be very interesting to see how the final few laps play out here. Bandito barely holding on to it at the moment. Nice little battle there forming as well as Arceo, Redline and Frecky and Error. That's been boiling for quite some time with only a handful of laps to go. That's going to be a very tense ending to what's already been a very tense race. So keep an eye on what Bandito's doing in P2. He cannot put a foot wrong. If he makes the tiniest mistake right now, it's going to cost him dearly. Oh, let's just wait and see as they come up towards the corkscrew, and Bandito may just have to surrender this one. Simu's on the inside of the corkscrew. This could be the decider then. On the inside, Bandito's round the outside. He can't defend there, surely. No way he's pulled that off. Bandito trying to sweep it round. He can't quite get it to go. Be on the inside for the next corner. Great racing by the two drivers. And Bandito still holding on. He will not let go. Relentless driving here by Bandito. He's really making a name for himself today and making an impression. Simu around the outside again. There's contact. Simu barely holding on, and Simu has finally taken the position as they start lap number 14. Question is Bandito going to be able to hold that off? Can he get that position back? Only one way to find out. They'll go in towards turn number 1 now and try and look who's caught them. Crazy Buzzy's there. What's up, guys? Gonna be joining you for the long run here today. Crazy Buzzy's really caught these guys at a crucial point. And I think that's Bandito going a bit wide there as well, unfortunately. But what can Crazy Buzzy do from here? He's P4. If he can get to second, it will be a heck of a display on the penultimate lap. It will be an unbelievable performance, especially around the track as demanding as this one. Let's just keep a close eye, though, on what Bandito decides to do, because this race is very rapidly drawing to a close. See, he's already moving to the inside. He does fancy his chances, but he just can't quite get it to go. Wheels all over that rear end. He can't outbrake himself. That could have ended disastrously. And luckily he sees the better option. He takes it and he's able to hold on. But now he's going to be even more cautious if he goes for a move that doesn't pay off. There is a very, very handily placed Crazy Buzzy who's just waiting to capitalise on the tiniest error and take third place away from these drivers. The ultimate opportunist is what Crazy Buzzy has to be right now as they start the final lap. And I think there's been contact, or either way, Simu's lost that rear end. And I think they're doing effectively the same speed there as well. They literally are. Nothing between them. Bandito's going to have the better of the slipstream though. Buzzy's going to try and put alongside as well. Now we're going to see the risk takers. The risk takers and the heartbreakers into turn 1. And Bandito's gone way too deep. And he's lost it. He's got to cut back. He needs to cut back. He's got it. Surely he's held on. Crazy Buzzy really feeding the momentum right now. He's pushed Bandito off and he's barely held on. And Crazy Buzzy is able to take the position from Bandito, snatching it in the final moments. I personally can't see a way back for Bandito right now. It's been such a long task for him to even get to that position. But Stuntman Mike, who's 8 seconds down the road, has had an easy task the past few moments or so. Still the battle between Arceo and company's really heated up. Cortese on the inside of Frecky and Error. And that could end badly. They're going to force each other wide. Cortese's done it. Very tricky corner to overtake. Big kudos points there to Frecky and Error. That could well be overtaking the race, I think. Still no risk taken through there. Red line's gone too wide. He's caught the grass and that could be key. But let's take a look back at our race leader though. Keep an eye on what he's doing. Simu's still P2. There's so much action, I don't know where to look. Just look at the corkscrew. 4 cars side by side. Red line's gone way too deep again. And now Cortese's surely going to punish him right now. Up the inside he goes. And Red line's struggling to hold on. But let's take a look at our race leader. Stuntman Mike is your winner of the final race here in the Sunday race off, the feature race. Massive well done to Stuntman Mike. Dino takes home P2, Buzzy third, Bandito fourth, they all deserve it. Lolin Fox, a great recovery for P5. Sixth place Arceo, seventh Redline just from Cortese, eighth Freccianera. And that is all of our finishes in a space of 15 seconds. The field was separated by absolutely nothing as they crossed the start-finish line. That truly was an amazing race, and again, another testament as to why this skill quant system is working such a wonder. If you want to get involved in this, guys, please head over to simraceway.com. It's an entirely free game, and who knows, maybe you'll find yourself in a Sunday race-off sometime soon. But from myself, Liam Jenkins, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next weekend for the Sim Raceway Sunday Race-Off. Keep safe.